Alright, I'm going to do another one. Quickly jump in, have a look at this map, which is a kind of a tribute sort of map to a game I played as a kid called BioForge. It's not finished, that's why it's in this series of videos. It's also, yeah, I don't know, I think it's pretty cool, and I might one day finish it. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool, so I'd like to finish it. But if it doesn't get finished, at least here it is. So if you've played the BioForge on PC, this is pretty much a replica, sort of part by memory, part by kind of running the game and copying by eye, just the area. It doesn't have any of the BioForge sound effects, which would be cool to put in, but I couldn't figure out how to extract them out of the data files in the BioForge game. It was all bundled up kind of weird, and there was some tools, but whatever it was that you had to use was no longer available, so yeah. And if you've played the original game, you'll kind of see a bunch of stuff here that's pretty awesome, I think, in the way that I've tried to replicate it. Oops. Yeah, so it's kind of hard to figure out like how to, not having an inventory in Quake or in AD, it was tricky to figure out how to do some of the puzzles that were in the original game. I think I might have in this version of the map. This is supposed to come down, and then I kind of had you teleport, and I really wished I could implement, like, instead of a shotgun, like a hand, and when you fired it, it would basically allow you to almost shoot buttons, and I had like a grid of buttons set up, so just to sort of break the immersion of the level, I'll show you the room, because I don't actually think the door works now, and that's a really cool door too. So it won't open, but this door actually opens down that line, and this rotates, and that rotates, and it's pretty much a replica of the door in the original game. If you Google it, it does exactly what the door in the game does. It's really cool. Well, I think it's cool. Again, you know, you might not think it's cool, but whatever. Um, so in this room through here, basically, if you had a shotgun, but instead it was a hand and it sort of had a finger, I thought like it replicates the puzzle in the game. I don't know how to do that, but I thought it'd be cool, and then you can do kind of instant teleport puzzles where you could then sort of shoot the buttons that corresponded, and basically in the game, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think it was like you'd go across and then down and then up, and you'd go and you'd meet them. I can't remember the exact combination. It's like maybe a zigzag or something, but yeah, that was sort of how it worked. And then you would get instantly teleported back to here, and the door would open. See? So that's a replica of the button panel. So you would instantly teleport, and then you'd use your I don't know, finger gun to shoot the buttons, and then they would correspond to the buttons here. But yeah, that's okay. That's the what the hell have I done here? So I think you were supposed to teleport onto this, and then from there, I have no idea what the hell this is. Anyway, I'm sure I had something in idea or in mind for this, but What the hell? Alright, whatever. Let's just, we're gonna have to unfortunately go through this door. And this is the area here. Now, again, it's supposed to have lights, but in this version of the map, because the door doesn't open, because I can't do the combination, the trigger doesn't work. Although, in saying that, since we're here, maybe we can make it work by walking on those buttons. What is... Maybe there's some sort of combination of these that you walk on, or maybe... Cut powered door. Oh, there we go. I don't know what it did, but anyway, there's the cool door opening. Ah. I didn't really show you the cool door opening. Hopefully you got some of it. I don't know. Let's save it, and let's oh, I keep doing that where I keep saving over the save. Ah, whatever. Doesn't matter. Cool door. Anyway, and this is exactly like in the original game too, so you'd come in here. And the puzzle in the original game, I mean, spoilers or whatever, but you're going to see how to solve the puzzle. The idea was that you would get the hand, you would put the hand on the scanner, and then you'd also have to have the pressure on the scanner too. So, this allowed you to look at the cameras in each room, like in the original game. It tells you that the security bars are damaged, which was pretty accurate. This one lets you look at the room where that monster was in, and where there's a gun, just like in the game. This one is the corridor, and this room. Oh yeah, that's the warning. We can actually shut that off by, same as in the game, you press this, you shut off the warning. There was no sound, but it would be good if there was. I think that was our cell, cell 3 from memory. And cell 4, which is locked up. I think that was Dane's, the guy with the flute. I think that was his. So, I can't remember whether I made the pad. Oh yeah, there you go. Well, that's not even relevant at all. Okay, so I tried to implement it but never got very far. Also, by accessing those panels, it turns off the laser beams on these. And I was going to put the flute in here and a data pad explaining, you know, like in the game, that guy's situation. The original BioForge, that guy's situation, but never got to it. So, this guy here requires the palm and the pressure plate. So if we go across to, yeah, that's a cool touch, right? Where you bump into the seat and it spins. If you go up to here, it accesses the medical bot. You don't do this. It'd be cool if you did, but just uses some cutscenes to basically show you the medical bot doing its thing. And then, so now the medical bot has the arm against that, and I guess now we can access the pressure plate. And it opens the door. So, just like in the original version of the game, well, I don't even know if this was in the game. I think this was just a corridor with some robots and stuff that would walk up and down, and you had to kind of beat the robot to the end of the corridor without it seeing you. But what I did here is I kind of took some creative license. Again, nothing really explains this, but if you stay to the shadows, so when that light goes off, you can pass through. If you walk into the lights, the robots detect you, and you are pretty much fucked because you've got no weapons, right? Just like in the original game. If it goes off, you can run past it, and then you can cut through here, and then you kind of have to make your way past these, and then you can get These guys actually don't attack you at all, even if you bump into them. But the idea is it kind of makes it seem like, you know, it's sort of a stealth mechanic. And you get yourself to here. You can't proceed until you get a weapon. In the original one, you actually can proceed. In fact, I may have made it that you can proceed, but really letting you know that you need a weapon. So this elevator, as cool as it is, I couldn't figure out how to make the elevator go between multiple levels with buttons, and I tried so many different methods and I just couldn't figure it out. It has to go up and down and into 2 other levels. I really sort of thought that using that finger gun to choose a level and then instantly teleporting the player to a different elevator would be the best way to do it, but again, without having the ability to use that gun and finger mechanism that I was talking about to select buttons, it didn't work. So I'm going to not go up for now, because I don't know how broken this is. We'll leave this to the end. So we need to not walk into any of those light beams. All those guys go past. Let's see if I can not... Oh, jeez. Let's see if I can not fuck this up. Alright, so that one's pretty quick. Alright, cool. Alright, so that gets us out of that area and into this area. And this is the area that if you've played it, you will recall there was like a raptor and like it fell down. And if you got the order wrong, you would die. The game kind of did a lot of weird 90s stuff where like if you did something in the wrong order, you would just outright die. So to do this in the wrong order, I guess, would be to open up this and just go down into, I guess, the massive coolant canister type thing. And I sort of wanted to make it so that guy that we saw, and you don't actually see him in the original game, there's like a monster, and I sort of, again, creative license made it so you can see him go into there, and eventually he ends up being down at the reactor, just like in the original game. This is a pretty cool, cool area. And the idea, though, was that when this happens, you would get destroyed by this guy. Just like in the original game, you don't see the monster. It's a giant thing down here. And the idea is, like, you kind of can't do that, right? So, instead, what you're supposed to do, like in the original game, is set it up so the raptor and that guy fight. So to do that, I had to come up with some kind of way that kind of was like the puzzle in the game. So you would have to, not fully implemented yet, but you would basically go to this console like in the game, and it would open the hatch. So I think it says you have to empty the fluid first. So if you go to here and you empty the fluid, like so, now the chamber fluid's empty like in the original game, and then when you go to this guy, it breaks open and this guy tries to go here. So what you actually have to do though, is get him to go on that, and then as he goes on that, you gotta open it and he'll fall in, is the idea. So you kinda gotta get him to fall in there. He does fall in, or he did on the there we go. And then you got to turn the cryo back on again. And now when you go down, oh, apparently, oh, these guys have fought it out and been frozen, just like in the original version of the game. So there you go. And that means that now without no weapons, we can get through here. That's not supposed to be there, but it's a kind of complex trigger setup. That guy's supposed to disappear, but again, trying to use the same enemy that falls down and then has paths to get him all the way down there, then teleports down, is pretty tricky. So, and also you couldn't really go down here. In the game, you would just outright die, and if you went down here in the game, you would also die because you just fall into the reactor, which is, you know, again, that's just how the game worked. So now, you can climb up here. This is again creative license. This was not in the original one. You would just suddenly appear, which was fine, but kind of hard to, you know. Oh no, what's going on here? To see our health. So we should be able to get to. Is it that one? Yep. And if you have played the game, you'll know exactly where we're going and where we're going to turn up in a roundabout way. I don't know if this game's particularly popular, if many people have actually played it, so... Ah! It's pretty annoying. There we go. And you end up in here. So... Cool. So now you have a gun, just like in the original version of BioForge. You make your way back down. Ignoring him. So now, if you go back up here, you can actually shoot the robots, just like in the game. When you get the gun, you have X amount of charges, and you're able to deal with those guys. Slightly different, but you also needed the gun when you go to the roof, because you had to do this reflecting type thing where you shot these flying robots up on the roof. Which we might just have to no-clip to, I think. So now, the lights are off, we can fight these guys. Oh, well. Cool. Alright, so that's pretty much where it kind of works up till, and now I think it's all broken after here. But we'll try it and see. So theory, if we press up, hopefully we go up. Nice. Alright, so it does work to here. Cool. Now we got the gun, we can take out these guys, but we might just give ourselves some health as to not die. So in the original game you had to deflect bullets around the glass of the dome or whatever. But we can't do that. So instead we did something like this. So it'll sort of look very similar to the BioForge game if you've played it, which I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Now this got confusing because apparently we had to fight this guy in the game and, I don't know, use the gun to shoot down some ships. So I don't remember whether this works either. And I'm not sure what the blue key's for. I think maybe he was supposed to give us the blue key for something. I don't know. Anyway. We lower this guy, which lets us use the gun, and I can't remember whether I implemented this either or whether it works, but the idea was that the ships are supposed to turn up, and then you're supposed to shoot them. Oh, there they are. And if you didn't do it quick enough, you'd get shot by those guys. Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on there. Let's see if the actual ship gets shot down. Also needed to make that work. Alright, that doesn't work. Oh, now it goes up. What the hell? So the idea was that you would shoot the ship down. Oh, it did work. It didn't crash though, it just disappeared. Oh, that's alright. Cool, there you go, so then we blow the ship up. Oh, the ship up. Oh, that's a bit delayed. Yeah. Yeah, you get the idea. Alright, and then I can't even remember why you had to come up here in the actual original game. I think it was to stop the ships from killing you later on in the map. I don't know. So then we, in theory, would go back down. And then in the original game, you would then go down further to the next level, to the reactor, and there was a whole section there. Now, I know for a fact that that area is not built, so I don't know if this goes down or not. I can't remember. I think it's broken. Oh, it does go down. So I must have worked something out, how to get it to go down. Oh, that's good. So somehow I made a multi-directional elevator that also actually moves like that. So I think there's a giant robot that you fight in the corridor, or maybe the door doesn't even open. It does not. You can't go down any further. Can you go back up? No. Alright, so wherever we are, we now have to... Yep, so there's nothing on that side, so it must be this side. Oh, there's nothing on this side either. So where are we? Ah, it is broken. That's why. Alright, cool. So the elevators don't work. Well, basically, we're supposed to end up going down, and we end up in the elevator here. And we have to fight these guys. Sorry about the jankiness, but I mean, it is the way it is. It's almost done. Oh, okay. That's weird. Alright, let's just do that. Kill these guys. As always, pretty unbalanced, but... Alright, cool. So then we would come to this area, and the idea was that you were supposed to, there's a bunch of different ways you can go in the game, but you'd go in here and you'd meet your creator or the doctor. Obviously there's some lighting issues here, and I don't have a model for the doctor, but he would basically rock up. I can't, yeah. Makes you use your special weapon and kill someone with, like, he unlocks it. That's kind of what's going on here. Obviously, not very accurate. I just had to use something, though. Has a little speech, wanders around. And then he basically shows you this new weapon that you've got. And then you can kill the guy that comes in. So he gives you... Yeah, anyway. He's supposed to disappear, and he's supposed to be back in there again. He's meant to be the big bad guy, but whatever. Obviously that doesn't work. So let's get out of here, and that's supposed to open back up again after you kill it, the dude. And then this area, which is not finished, or is restricted for whatever reason, you actually can get in there, but there's nothing in there yet. So, not on this version anyway. And then the reactor, and we're almost done. Pretty cool corridors though. And then there's that guy again, hanging out. And then this is supposed to be some kind of chamber, which is pretty cool. But I don't know what the hell's going on there. Is there a button? Yeah. And this area isn't finished. Basically, some kind of reactor. And you would activate the bridge. And you would go... well, if there was a bridge there. You would go across, and it's not done. But basically, you'd pull levers on each of those, and blah blah blah. A whole bunch of other stuff would happen, and then there's like another 90% of the game, or 80, 85, 90% of the game to go. But that's as far as I got. I actually thought about once this area was done, it goes to an outside area in BioForge, and just basically the next level down, you exit the building and you go outside, and then the second half of the game kind of starts. So that was what I was thinking I'd get to, but it never happened. So there is just this. just double check there's no other areas that I've missed. Where am I? What the hell? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's the lower level as well, which is very similar. This is where the map would end, basically. So you would come out, and that would be the final door, and then you'd go outside, just like in the original. Cool. There you go. But I reckon it's got some pretty cool, cool aesthetics. Not that I mean, I copied them pretty much. I can't take any credit for that. They were all basically copied from the 2D backgrounds of the original one. If you look it up, it's definitely out there to have a look, and I think you can still get it on GOG or GOG or whatever it's called. But I don't know if it stood the test of time. Cool. Thank you.